excited about today.
At 211 centimetres, he's the equal tallest player ever to play league footy. But not much has changed for former Geelong and Western Bulldogs ruckman Peter Street in life after footy, as he's one of the tallest members ever of the Victorian Police Force, a profession that was always on his radar.
My uncle was high up in the police force in Tasmania, and I always thought he was pretty cool, got to do some cool stuff. And during my last year at footy at the Dogs, I arranged to do some work experience down in Footscray, and I actually loved it, just riding along and seeing what they do. And I thought, well, I've got to work, I've got to earn some money, so I applied for the police force, and after about 8 or so months, I was in the academy.
As a constable stationed in Melbourne's western suburbs, the 32-year-old appreciates the many similarities that footy and the force share.
I like being out and about. I reckon it's like being part of a footy team. You can't do it by yourself being a police officer. You always have someone with you, and I like the teamwork aspect of it. It's just like a footy club being at the police station. It's never boring here, which is good. You don't get bored here, and there's always plenty of work on, and I enjoy it because you learn pretty quickly being out in Werribee.
And if you thought being a professional footballer was demanding, Street says life as part of the thin blue line is just as intense.
I either might work in the morning, I might afternoon, I might work late at night, so it's all over the shop, but I actually enjoy the aspect of shift work. If you're in the watch house, you're obviously answering phone calls and just meeting with the public at the counter. If you're out in the van, like I went out in the van here today, you're just responding to jobs. So you could be going to domestics, you could be going to assaults, people stealing, people get their cars stolen, that sort of stuff. Bruce, mate, I'm gonna worry for you, buddy. I'm gonna take back to the police station.
I've done nothing wrong. I'm clean skinned.
Didn't turn up the court. What's your court appearance?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, officer.
That's all right. I'll get you just to put your hands on your back, mate. I'll put you under arrest, mate. Take back to the station, all right?
Opening it in a minute.
Stand up, mate. Put your bum. Slide yourself back. Yourself back, you all right?
But with the bad comes plenty of good.
You do see some pretty bad stuff as a policeman, but you can also do stuff where you a bit more PR stuff, like helping people who are locked out of their house, just helping the public. It's not all about doom and gloom, crime. You also get to do some fun stuff and help the public, and that's what I like doing. People come to you, ask for help, and it gives you a bit of satisfaction if you can help them out and you make their day. So people just love talking to police.
There he goes, the dancer trapped in the body of a tree, and he's got the goal.
Mind you, people have always loved mucking around with the gentle giant.
Robbins to Johnson. Did well to get boot to ball straight. And the big fella's got it.
I've been so tall, I always stand out. Kids love me because I'm so tall, they like hanging off my legs and all that sort of stuff. It's just something I got used to. I've had all my whole life, and through my footy career, been the tallest guy.
That footy journey began back on the Apple Isle.
I'm from Tasmania originally, so I played all my juniors through Glenorchy. Then went up through the Mariners program, the under-18s, before being drafted. And drafted to Geelong back in '98, which was probably about 14 years ago now.
Streaming forward, inside the 50 with a very nicely delivered ball, and here's Big Peter Street.
Taken at pick 17 in the national draft, Sleepy Hollow's slower pace of life suited the then 18-year-old down to the ground.
Got the drop punt spinning all right. The crowd will tell us the story. It's there.
I like Geelong. It's a bit quieter than Melbourne. I've been from Hobart, so I'm not used to being in a city, and Geelong was a good transition for me. Gary Ez was the coach at the time. He was a bit scary. But those eyes looking at me, he was all right. Stephen King was there at the time, and he was a pretty big player. I didn't actually play for the first 2 years of my career there. Didn't play my first game until about halfway through my third year. I had a lot of injuries when I was younger.
When he did get on the park, he joined a talented group of youngsters who got their first taste of premiership success.
Yeah, 2002 we won the VFL flag with Geelong. I think in that team would have been Gary Ablett, Steve Johnson, James Kelly, Josh Hunt. All those blokes who have won 3 flags now with Geelong were all won their first flag. So that was a good experience. And then I've won a flag since, so that was a good day.
But after just 17 senior games in the blue and white hoops, Street knew his time was up at the Cattery.
Last half of the year at Geelong I was playing quite well. I think Kingy was injured, so I got to play a lot in the ruck. And I think my last game for Geelong actually got in the Brownlow votes that day. And I had a meeting with Mark Thompson in the year, and he said, listen, Kingy's coming back. He's going to be number 1. might be number 2, but we're still happy to have you here. But the opportunity came to go to the Bulldogs. And I thought, for better my career, I thought I'd make the move. So I did. And as it happens, they've won 3 flags in like the last 5 years. So, oh well.
Landing at the Whitten Oval in 2004, Street did get the opportunities he was craving, especially when Rodney Eade took over the following season.
He's an ex-Tassie boy, ex-Benooki boy from where I'm from. Always got on well with Rocket. I like Rocket. You know. He can be quite intense sometimes, but he only does it because he wants to get the best out of you. He couldn't take what Rocket said personally. He only do it in game mode. He was on game day. He was just like one of the boys during the week.
2006 was easily Street's best year in the AFL, and it also produced his most memorable moment at the Bulldogs.
It probably would have been the elimination final in 2006 when we played Collingwood in MCG. I think there was 87,000 people there. Just the noise that day. The national anthem was probably the main thing I remember. Standing there with your mates and listening to the national anthem, and I think we ended up winning by about 6 or 7 goals. So there was nothing better than walking off the MCG, beating Collingwood, walking past their supporters, and winning a final, which is good. But the week after, we got trounced by West Coast in Perth, and they ended up winning the flag. So that was a good experience.
But after only playing another 14 senior games at league level, Street was delisted at the end of 2008. Although he did have the chance to play on.
I had a meeting with, not Michael Voss, I had a meeting with Brisbane, with my management group, and they'd offered me a 2-year deal to go to Brisbane. I had a small son at the time, and my wife obviously works and that sort of stuff, and I strongly considered it, but I thought, I had 10 years in the AFL, and I thought I had enough. And now I still don't regret the decision. I don't miss playing AFL. I loved it, and it was great.
While the motivation to go on at the top level had diminished, he still has a strong passion for local footy.
Been at St Joseph for 3 years now. I like it. It's good footy, and it's not dirty. It's clean footy. It's good quality footy. Russell Robinson's coaching us now, another Tassie bloke. Everyone knows Robbo. I'm 32 this year, and I'm still enjoying playing footy while I can, and I'm obviously helping out, doing some ruck, moving the coaching side of things at Werribee, so that might be something I look to in the future, but at the moment I'm still happy playing footy.
On and off the field, life's good.
Got a family, I'm working, I'm still playing footy, and it's all sort of just be going in the right direction at the moment, so I'm pretty happy.